Hello. I'll wait for a couple more people to show up and then I get started. Hello. All right. I think we should. So, there's gonna be like a very casual kind of stream. Not that my streams have been hardcore or anything by any means. Fix something real quick.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Let's watch this gorgeous opening cutscene. Yeah, for the time this came out, I was like, wow, this looks really, really high quality. I think graphically this game still holds up pretty well. Like in the gameplay department as well. The texture work on that eye was just like very photorealistic.
Soul Calibur 2.
All right, so doing Soul Calibur 2. A minute. There we go. And we're gonna be doing the arcade. So I'm gonna do like a few runs. We can like talk about whatever. I'm gonna start with Mitsurugi.
Versus Talim.
Gods!
make him talk crap on the loading screen.
Singing her wind songs.
That was not exactly Mitsurugi's best burn. Just screaming into her face.
Don't worry, Talam. Believe in yourself.
Battle 1. Fight!
You gotta love Talam. She's all about positivity as she's about to get hacked to pieces.
You Battle 2. Fight! Ready? You win! Pretentious fool!
The sword clips through the face just a little bit.
Love and betrayal.
If we were playing this on like a CRT quality TV that they had at the time, we probably wouldn't even know.
Let us Battle 1. Fight!
That's the thing about playing Gen 6 and before games on modern upscaled screens is you notice a lot of things that they're like, whatever, it's gonna be blurry. They're not gonna be able to tell.
Battle 2.
And you really couldn't. You wouldn't be able to tell anything like that. I remember many an hour playing games of this generation on a 13-inch Ninja Turtle TV.
You final battle. Fight.
In mono. I'm not performing very well. I miss that TV. Even though it was not great.
Versus Astaroth. Battle 1. Fight.
Playing Guitar Hero on that TV was not ideal.
You win. Before me. Battle 2. Fight.
Actually, almost hit him with it. I need to stop playing so poorly.
You final battle. Fight.
Dude, I actually lost a round.
Battle
Go in.
1. Fight.
I always play like 500 times worse once I get on stream. I'm not sure why. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. I can be doing great, and then I get on stream, and I always play like it's my first time holding a controller. I'll probably get used to it.
You win. Come back when you
Also, Soul Calibur 2 is a little weird because I had the PS2 version,
and it's too late. Battle 1.
which controls a bit different. And has Heihachi instead of Link. They did not secure any cool exclusives to PS2. Being that Heihachi comes from Tekken, which is owned by the same company, it's kind of not a great exclusive. I feel like he could have literally been in every version. It wouldn't have mattered to them. I think they wanted to get Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII, but they just couldn't shake out a deal. So, like, last minute, they're like, I guess we'll throw Heihachi in there. We already own him. So, yeah, PS2 got the short end of the stick.
You win.
And Xbox was still fairly new. What were they gonna do? Throw in Master Chief?
Battle 1. Fight.
I doubt it. It'd be a bit unfair having a guy with Space Marine weapons against 18th century samurai. Bring out.
Battle 2. Fight.
I do not want to be on the outside of that. No. I don't want to be out there, I already told you. There we go.
Win. Versus Nightmare.
Fine. I accept your challenge. Offer your soul.
No thanks.
Battle 1. Fight.
I always forget to block.
You battle.
I like never block.
Fight.
Okay, barely squeaked that one out.
You final battle. Fight.
Make it through the second round now.
You will battle.
Was not expecting to be performing this badly. Dude. Nightmare just has so much reach.
You battle 2. Fight.
Ready?
Get up. There we go. Get out of here.
You win. Versus Taki.
I think this is like the rival fight, yeah. Everybody's arcade ladder has a rival fight.
I've had enough of you.
Haven't you had enough?
That's what he just said, wasn't it?
Battle 1. Fight.
The rival fight's like the second to last match. And then you get the required super unfair boss that like every fighting game has. No.
Knockout.
That was close.
You win.
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah. No, this is a good one.
Fight.
playing rather badly, unfortunately, but I haven't played this in a very long time. And I'm playing the GameCube version, which I grew up with the PS2 one, which plays quite a bit different. GameCube controller was made very differently than the PS2 controller. Very different layout.
You final battle. Fight.
Dude, I am so bad.
Knockout.
It's time for you.
Battle 1.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to get wrung out. My toes, my toes! I'm very Turtles in Time energy.
Ready? Ready?
You battle 2. Fight.
Come on, stop sucking. I didn't listen to myself.
You final battle. Fight.
Evil will be gone. I don't think Mitsurugi's evil. Dude. I am so washed up.
Fight.
She's literally about to perfect me. I stopped her from getting the perfect. This is a really bad start.
Battle 2. Fight.
There we go.
You win. Final
Got around.
battle. Fight.
My toes, my toes! Get towards that cliff. I did not mean to do that. Okay. There we go.
You win.
So now we fight Inferno. This game's Shao Kahn. I don't remember the lore of why Inferno exists.
Versus Inferno. The seal was broken, and a new era of terror has begun.
And he's starting off with a mirror mode.
Fight.
Alright, phase 1's down. If I remember right, he has 3 phases. Yeah, I'm just doing like the arcade for the different characters, a few of them. I'm not gonna go through every character, because that would be a very long stream. Especially with how badly I'm playing, but just a few of them. Oof. Yeah, he took me out.
Final battle.
Starting out with Keelik. up is Changhua. Just did a baseball bat swing on him. Missed. No.
Fight!
Boldo. Boldo is quite scary. I never got the hang of Boldo, but he can be disgusting. Okay. I never figured out how to use Boldo. But, like, if you're, like, actually good at this game, he can be disgusting.
This isn't what I've been searching for.
After countless battles and deadly duels, Mitsurugi finally possessed Soul Edge, the ultimate sword. But soon he realized that the weapon was inherently evil.
What was your first hint? The giant friggin' eye or the flesh oozing out of it?
Surely this can't be the sword I've been seeking. Mitsurugi shattered the demonic blade into pieces.
As he should. Destroy the Horcrux sword. Oops, wrong button. Let's do extra arcade so we can pick some of the extra weapons. So this is the main reason that we picked the GameCube one, even though I don't know how to play it as well. We get Link, which is, quite frankly, I feel like a huge upgrade over Heihachi.
Versus Nightmare. Hungry.
We're gonna pick the Great Fairy Sword.
1. Fight!
Because that's its ultimate weapon. Apparently it gives me passive health regen. He ducked the arrow. And he also has passive health regen. Because he has Soul Calibur.
Battle 2. Fight!
Straight up drop explosives on him, Link.
This is it.
Final battle. Fight!
I don't remember there being like a taunt button in this game. I don't think that there is. Yeah, I like never used Link because I never had him.
Come unto me.
Aw, really? There's no actual explosion to the bombs. It's just, do they get touched with it?
9. Battle 1. Fight!
Wow, that was a lot more acrobatic than I was expecting from Link. The old Zelda 2 stab.
You battle 2.
Forgot that I saw that he could do that before. Oh, I was hoping I was going to kick him to the pit. Ring outs are probably going to be the best way for me to win with Link, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Knockout and a ring out. We love those. And then we jump off the cliff for fun every time. Link was in the GameCube version. PS2 got Heihachi. Xbox got Spawn because they weren't going to put in Master Chief. That'd just be really weird. Have a guy with Space Marine weapons versus a guy with a rapier or nunchucks. So they got Spawn from Todd McFarlane's comic series. And GameCube got Link. I had said before, I think that they wanted to get Cloud from Final Fantasy on the PS2 one, but they just couldn't shake out a deal with Square Enix.
You win.
Yeah, I only had the PS2 one growing up. I have an equally matched enemy here with a sword and shield.
You win. Versus Kilik.
Kilik, he's gonna have a lot of reach.
Battle 1. Fight.
Hey, Bo is not my best option. He's like, oh hell no you don't. You can just block an explosion with a thin piece of wood. Anybody working in demolition, don't worry. You don't need to worry about safety equipment. If there's any dynamite that you need to use, just get some dowel rods from Home Depot. You'll be fine.
You're mine.
Dude, you're kidding me. I just whiffed that.
You battle 2. Fight.
I'm getting in my own head here. Okay, that is way more acrobatic than I would expect from Link. Link never wants to listen to me when I'm playing his games. I like when Kilik yells cats. In this game, I used Maxi and Raphael a lot. So probably, maybe Maxi, Raphael, and Kilik. I don't know. It's been so long since I played 2. I used to go on like the 8 fighter mode and just have 8 fighters and save my best guys for last. And I would alternate like the first 4. Okay, come on, don't whiff. I'm gonna whiff. Okay, I didn't.
You win. Versus Xianghua.
Xianghua.
Battle 1. Fight.
And she has Soul Calibur, so she's gonna have a form of health regen. Anybody who has Soul Calibur is gonna have health regen. That's like basically always its perk. No. Hey. No. 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 Get out of here. No. Ah, we hit each other.
You battle 2. Fight.
Forget it!
No boomerang. Backflips from Link. There we go.
You win. Final battle. Fight.
Go boomerang. All they gotta do is sidestep to get out of the way of all my attacks. Any of my projectile moves. Just step to the side and it's over. There we go. Rub salt in the wound. Give her ass splinters. Pretty sure that's all I just accomplished with this move.
Versus Yun Sung. His
Yeah.
battle
I
fight.
don't... There's definitely probably some people that are OP. But I don't know. It's been so long, and I never really got into the theory of, like, the professional play that I can't really say. Like I said before, if you know how to use Voldo, he's, like, absolutely disgusting. But I never did, so anytime if I was doing randoms, if I got Voldo, I pretty much would just have been almost just as well off just putting down the controller and walking away. Like, there's some characters that are really good for beginners, and then there's some characters that are
Battle fight.
only high-end people are going to be able to use them. Oh, that was almost a ring out. There we go.
You win. Versus Lizard Man.
Yeah, I had wanted to get the GameCube version of this when I was a kid, but it was always so expensive. And at one point, they had like a $5 and below bin at GameStop. And they had the PS2 version of this. And I was like, heck yeah. And that's the one I got, like, in my early teens.
You win. Battle 2. Fight.
I need to do grabs more. Link seems to have some pretty good grabs.
Versus Raphael.
Oh, Raphael is his rival match, apparently.
Watch quietly and learn.
Battle 1.
They're just gonna fight for no reason. We're gonna get the Zelda theme. Oh, his katana is doing like a ton of damage. Very cool orchestral mix here.
Even beasts know when.
Battle 2. Fight. You win. Final battle. Fight.
Again, very acrobatic kick for Link. I was not expecting him to be this acrobatic. He does have those hops. He can jump pretty high. Crap, he's doing like the back step. Don't whiff, don't whiff. Okay. Barely took him out.
You win.
Alright, and now Inferno again.
Versus Inferno.
Let's see what people we get this time on the luck.
And a new
Yeah, Keelik's cool. He was probably one of my top 4 when I did play this. I'm just getting my crap pushed in by Nightmare Inferno here.
Unite. Final battle. Fight.
I think now he has Sungmina? Or it might be Keelik, it's hard to tell. I'm not doing great.
Fight.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Unite.
He had the Calibur or whatever his final weapon was. If he's gonna end up with final weapons, it's gonna end up being pretty hard. Hope he doesn't just completely hit mix me at the end here. That would be bad. Okay, no. That time I just mopped the floor with him. And he got a joke weapon. Every character gets an ultimate weapon, and everybody gets a joke weapon for their character. Link came to this world in order to defeat the evil which threatened Hyrule. After a long journey, Link successfully, he succeeded in sealing it, you know. And in doing so, he not only saved his homeland from peril, but also maintained tranquility of this world. I'm not good at reading. I actually died less with Link than Rugi. Probably because I had the extra... I'm the wrong button. Alright, Raphael, I guess? I don't know how many runs to do. I remember I used to like using Cassandra. I used everybody a little bit. We'll use Raphael. We'll use the Queen's Guard. That's what his final weapon is.
Versus Keelik. Huh. His pure battle 1. Fight.
I should be doing quite a bit better with Raphael than Link. I've actually, you know, used him.
Battle 2. Fight.
I was going for a perfect.
You're mine.
Knockout. You win.
You're not even worth killing.
Versus Talim. She rides the wind freely, singing her wind songs.
Well then, let us dance.
Wind, guide me.
Battle 1. Fight.
Talim doesn't want to fight anybody. Oh, she has her joke weapon.
Strike!
She has no chance.
Boring.
It's over. She's using, like, hand weights or something.
Fight!
Which in real life would actually hurt quite a bit. As someone who has accidentally smashed their hands together with weights, I can tell you that would hurt a lot.
Cervantes. Don't think you can flee. Do not defy me. Battle 1. Fight!
Up, dude.
How boring.
Ah, yes. And then we jump off. We always jump off.
Battle 2. Fight!
You always gotta jump off.
Take this.
It's juggling me. Just trying to. Yeah, no. Weights are not to be screwed around with, man. They don't play. So why? I think that's what her joke weapons are. I'm like, no. Have you ever been whacked in the head with a weight?
Shadow, to be honest.
That is not a joke. Yeah, the Royal Guard does a lot of damage in comparison to Raphael's regular weapons, but you also take chip damage on yourself. So it's like actually impossible to get it perfect. As far as the game is concerned. I think the game just checks if your health bar is full. I think you can get hit, and as long as you have like a healing weapon like Soul Calibur, as long as your health bar is full at the end, it will still say perfect, if I remember right. And again, we pulled another joke weapon.
Versus Songmina. You cannot go against my blade.
All right.
Battle 1.
This is not a joke weapon. I think her joke weapon is like a broom or a mop or something. Oh no. Let's get the heck out of there. That is not where we want to be. I like how she gets hit 80 times with a sword blade. I just went through with Link. I grew up with the PS2 version, so I did terribly. I got the short end of the stick with Heihachi. So yeah, I just did Link's Arcade right before this.
Versus Necrid. Will. How pathetic. Battle 1. Fight. How boring. Be
Oh, dude. He just completely wrecked me in one move.
Battle 2. Fight.
That was going well for me for a second.
How boring.
Oh, that's sick. I missed my GameCube a lot.
Win. How does
I had a GameCube growing up, but then the eye on it died. Stopped reading discs. The Wii then followed suit, and I never got this game for GameCube because by the time that I had discovered it, it was already out of circulation in the stores, and secondhand, it was like Pokemon games where people know that you want it, so they just drive up the price.
Battle 1. Fight.
But GameStop had the PS2 version for like $5 one day when I was like 12, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm going for this. Happy birthday, by the way. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, I whiffed that. Death by chokeslam.
You battle 2. Fight.
Glad to hear it. It's like a... I'm still pretty new to streaming. It's hard to multitask the reading of the chat and trying to commentate and not play like utter crap. Kind of failing on that last one. Also, I haven't played this game in years, so that's probably making things a bit harder.
Battle 1. Fight.
Get over here. Yeah, yeah, that's what I do for some fighting games. Like, some games I don't know how to play at all, and I'll just be like, I think that's how I do moves. Like, if I was playing Guilty Gear right now, I would just be like, if you ever watch somebody playing video games in a sitcom and they're just like smashing buttons and it's obvious they're not playing anything, yeah, that's me playing Guilty Gear. Because I don't know how anything works.
Final battle. Fight.
You'll be able to play the GameCube in the car?
How boring! This is knockout. You
win.
They have some really cool mods for GameCubes now. I've seen some of them.
Inferno.
Yeah, I never had any of the attachments for the GameCube. I played the heck out of it though. That's probably why it died. They got some crazy mods for it now. Like, since the GameCube is like 20 years old now, it's hard to get first-party controllers that are in real good shape for a reasonable price. So they have like one that allows you to just wire in Bluetooth controllers. If I had the money to just get a GameCube again, I definitely would spend the extra money to get the part and rig that up, just for convenience sake. Because all my GameCube controllers are just... My GameCube controllers are all trashed. They've had years and years and years of work. That sounds like super sick. If I could like play my GameCube in the car, that would have made my entire trip to wherever I was going. The GameCube was awesome.
So this is Soul Edge.
Alright, let's take a look at his ending.
Raphael now knew the true nature of the sword said to drive men insane.
Oops. Accidentally skip it. My bad. We can assume things didn't go well. Alright. Wrong button again. My favorite, I don't know.
Motivation is the
If
thirst.
you're asking Raven, I also would like to know.
Battle 1. Fight.
There's so many good ones.
Ready?
Melee is awesome.
Battle.
This is awesome.
Fight.
Mario Sunshine was great. There's some awesome niche titles like GB Robo and Billy Hatcher.
Win.
Had some great Dreamcast ports like Skies of Arcadia.
The grief reflected in her eyes drives her.
Yeah, the Zelda's Collector's Edition was fantastic. That was...
Fight.
I don't know if that or Super Monkey Ball was my first video game ever. I think I got them on the same day. But yeah, Zelda's Collector's Edition was just
You win.
super awesome.
Battle 2. Fight. Knockout.
Yeah, obviously, I used Maxi a lot more in comparison to a lot of the other characters.
Raphael. My.
He was probably... Him and Raphael were probably my closest thing to mains.
Fight.
I say that and then I get completely wiped.
You lose. Battle 2. Fight.
I'm trying to think about all the different games on GameCube that I had.
Battle. Fight.
Yeah, GameCube is such a great system with a great library. If you're anything like me, you're gonna love having the GameCube. It has so much charm. There's a lot of stuff that like even the Wii didn't have. I loved the menu,
Win.
just everything about it.
Ivy.
It just oozed with charm.
Battle 1. Fight.
Like you had mentioned earlier, the different attachments. I never had any of them, but I would have loved to have had the Game Boy player and stuff.
You Battle 2. Fight.
You know, I mostly, for the GBA, I mostly only had like shovelware. Yeah.
Battle. Fight.
Yeah, the cube thing. And the music for it, just everything about it is like nostalgia overload. If Nintendo would have just made it normal sized discs and also let it have DVD compatibility,
Cervantes.
who knows? It could have completely destroyed the PS2 in sales.
Battle 1. Fight.
And it could have changed the gaming stratosphere as we know it. You know? 'Cause the GameCube was technically a lot stronger than the PS2. The Xbox and the GameCube were complete powerhouses in comparison.
Battle 2. Fight.
Yeah, no, the PS2 in sales just because it had a DVD player. But like power-wise, it was the weakest. I think the Xbox was the strongest, but the GameCube had the better development architecture. Like, it was easier to develop games for, if I remember correctly.
Battle 1.
But the GameCube was, like, way stronger than the PS2. If anybody wants proof of that, look up the side-by-side of RE4. The PS2 versus GameCube. GameCube one looks so much better. The GameCube is probably my favorite out of that gen, but I love the PS2 a lot as well. I'd usually get consoles when they were on their last leg, like the last iteration of the console when the new one's about to come out, because then it's cheaper and there's already a whole library that's cheaper as well. I wasn't worried about playing a game when it was older. But yeah, that built-in DVD player was really a boon to Sony, because DVD players were still pretty darn expensive at the time. So, like, if there's like a newlywed couple or something, and they're like, well, I want a game console, but my spouse wants a DVD player.
Battle 1. Fight!
I never played those. I've heard really good things about Beyond Good and Evil. I keep trying to talk to people and I'm just playing like garbage. Yeah, I've heard really great things about Beyond Good and Evil, but I never played it. I never had it as a kid.
Versus Astaroth. Battle 1. Fight!
But yeah, no, the GameCube had, like, insanely high quality exclusives. The PS2 had some really good exclusives as well. But the Nintendo exclusives are just always unmatched, no matter what the generation is. Like, if somebody hears the word Mario or Zelda, there's a good chance, if they grew up with those games, they're gonna buy the system. You know? They're just synonymous with quality. Where a lot of the other companies' exclusives are just for a specific niche, I feel like the Nintendo stuff is more universal. Like, a lot of people don't like Halo. I was never a huge friend. A huge fan of Halo. But a friend that I had Halo, so we'd play that together because that's what we had in my teens. But I never personally was like a huge fan of it. Where I'd probably get a lot of flack for saying it, but I was never really a huge fan of God of War. I had God of War 2 on PlayStation 2, and I was like, this is alright, but like, I like Devil May Cry more than I like God of War. Something about it just I liked more with the gameplay. It's not that I think that God of War is bad, it's just not really, like, my thing. Like, it's a good hack and slash, but I just like the DMC games more.
Final battle. Fight!
Yeah, you see, I told you I was gonna get a lot of flack for it.
Fight!
I'm not paying attention to the game again. Just paying attention to chat. I'm screwing up.
Fight!
Yeah, I figured I was gonna lose again. I need to pay attention to the actual game.
Battle! Fight!
You got a character with a lot of reach. I never said his name. But no, like, I only had the second one on PS2, and I was like, this is pretty alright. I played through it a few times. I heard God of War 3 was pretty good, but I never had it. I only owned the second one.
Fight!
How could I have forgotten?
Alright, Maxie's very somber.
After sacrificing everything in the name of revenge, Maxie paid his respects to his slain comrades at last. Fronted the dark fires within his soul and felt the presence of long-forgotten companions. Gaining his lost memories, he saw who he had turned his back on. He would return to his friends to share with them a joyous future.
Alright, Maxie gets a happy ending. But yeah, I feel like Nintendo's exclusives are always, like, held in high regard by everybody. It doesn't matter what console it's on. They're always game changers. Like, the original Mario Brothers changed how people made side-scrollers. Mario 64 changed how people made 3D games, 3D platformers. A lot of them before that, or most of them before that, were like tank controls and a whole lot more closed off. I guess we'll do Felix.
I got you!
I don't know how many more we're gonna do.
Mitsurugi. His motivation.
The original Zelda was like the first game that had a save system instead of passwords. Like, they were always game changers. Even now, like, a ton of different games are trying to ape the style of Breath of the Wild. A lot of people are mad about Breath of the Wild. I don't get it. I thought it was really good, but a lot of people are just like saying that it's trash because it's too sandboxy and it's not what they want from Zelda. I'm like, okay, valid if you want like traditional Zelda experience. That's cool, but to say that it's a bad game is a stretch, dude. It's a very good game.
You're mine! You're mine!
I think that there's room for both original Zelda format, where you like get an item to clear the dungeon, and then use the item you get in that dungeon to finish that dungeon, open the next one, and the Breath of the Wild style. I think they could have both, and they would both sell. Yeah, the cartridge was gold.
Win versus Cassandra.
I hated Zelda 2,
Are you ready?
but I hated Zelda 2 for a different reason than everybody else. Yeah, where you could freestyle on the ocarina. I actually have a real ocarina that's a replica of the Ocarina of Time. Again, I'm paying attention to chat, not the game, and I'm getting my ass kicked again.
Battle 2. Fight.
I'm paying attention. It's like 70% chat, 30% game. I feel like is not my best character to begin with, so I'm probably just gonna get trounced a whole lot. She has a healing weapon, so I'm like, I'm in trouble. Come on.
You lose.
Sophitia.
9, 8, 7, 6,
A minute.
5, 4.
Master, I will do this.
Battle 1.
Yeah, Zelda's kind of like that with the dungeons, where it's just like you get the hook shot to finish the water temple, and then you use the long shot that you get from the water temple in the next place.
You're mine. Mine. There. You're mine.
Battle 2. Fight.
But yeah, no, I hated Zelda 2 for a different reason than everybody else. Most commonly I hear online, oh, I didn't like that it had RPG elements, or I didn't like that it was a side-scroller. And I'm like, no, I loved that. It was the second game. There wasn't an established method yet. They didn't want to make the second game twice. That's totally reasonable. So, like, I liked that they took a risk and they put the RPG elements, because I'm like a big fan of RPGs. I hated that it was a Nintendo Power game. I don't know how the hell you were supposed to figure out how to do anything.
Final battle. Fight.
A lot of the NPCs were so worthless. But I liked that you got different moves as you went through the game. So, you know, as you got better at the game, so did Link. There was a sense of progression. So you got different sword moves and different spells, and there was a lot of really cool things about Zelda 2. But at the same time, I hate Nintendo Power games.
Win.
And growing up, I was
Royale.
always afraid to use the computer because I was afraid I was going to get a virus or something.
Fight.
I didn't have my own computer until I was like a teenager. So I was like, I don't want to fuck up the family computer. That'd be not good. So I was basically like a poor kid in the 80s who couldn't afford Nintendo Power. If I couldn't figure it out, I did not figure it out. There was no looking anything up. So, yeah, Zelda 2, I never finished. And again, I had it on that Zelda Collector's Edition, so I had to play it on a GameCube controller. Now, the GameCube controller is awesome. It's probably one of the best controllers ever made. But for NES games, it's terrible.
Final battle.
Because the plus pad on the GameCube controller is tiny and in a weird position. So if that's what they want you to use to move, that's a pretty big problem.
You win.
N64 is a great controller if you have free hands.
Swords to strike down.
No, it was pretty cool for its time too.
Battle 1. Fight.
I especially like the ones that are the Hori pad ones or whatever that they have aftermarket now, where it's two handles and they have everything all in one place. I never had an N64 as a kid.
Fight.
My dentist office had one, and I played the heck out of Banjo-Kazooie while I was waiting. But, yeah, I never had one myself. You should never ask a lady that, my dude. I'm 25.
All show.
Battle 1. Fight.
Yeah, the Atari 5200, that was the best controller ever made. That was the first controller to ever have a pause button. How many of you guys take that for granted? Alright. Yeah, no, they have like a whole ass like phone keypad on the bottom. If I remember right, and they have inlays that go in them. If I remember right. But I think that was the first controller to have a pause button. But they were just so prone to failure.
Battle 2. Fight.
I'm just getting wrecked because I'm just talking with chat. This is supposed to be like a casual stream anyway. Not that my normal streams are like high octane action, they're usually pretty casual anyway, but... Yeah, I remember when the Wii came out, I was pissed because they were instantly phasing out the GameCube. Which, business-wise, made sense. The GameCube did not sell super well. But, like, at the time, young me was pissed because I'm like, no, dude.
Win. Versus Cervantes. The evil battle.
I did not want them to phase out the GameCube. I was like, they still have so much more potential here, man. That is the real shit right there. Pong. Yeah, the Wii was like
Battle 2.
two GameCubes duct taped together. It had mostly the same specs, but it had like a lot more RAM or something. But I was like super attached to the GameCube because it was my first console. So I was like, no, give me like a transitional period. Don't immediately stop making GameCube games.
Win versus Berserker.
Here.
Battle 1. Fight.
But yeah, I felt like they phased it out pretty quickly because the Wii was backwards compatible. They were just like, whatever. Two GameCubes duct taped together. But I think if they used full-size discs instead of these proprietary mini discs,
Battle 2.
and they made it DVD compatible, it probably would have destroyed the PS2 because it was so much stronger. But I think because the PS2 sold so well and the GameCube lagged behind, that that's probably what led them towards putting in less power into their systems from then on out. Because they're like, usually when companies sell a game console, they sell them at a loss.
Keelik,
and they hope to make the money back
With
on the
strength alone.
software.
Please understand,
I
Xianghua.
can't let you go any further.
Like, it costs way more to make the console than what they sell the console for.
Is there no other way?
That's what
One.
the 3DO did wrong, or why the 3DOs didn't sell, is because the 3DOs in like 1992 or whatever were like $800 because they decided that they were gonna change the game, and instead of having licensing fees be expensive, they were gonna traditionally it's impolite. No, I don't care.
Two. Fight.
Come on, come on. There. Come here. Take it.
But yeah, they sold the 3DOs for like $800 because their plan for the 3DO was don't sell the console at a loss because then we can have the licensing fees for the software be dirt cheap and we'll have tons and tons of games for it.
Final battle.
All these small companies that couldn't afford to make big publishing fees would be able to commit on our system. I feel like on male characters that should do way extra damage, but it doesn't. And again, I love it when Killick randomly yells cats.
You win. Versus Inferno.
But yeah, but then people looked at the 3DO and they're like, oh my god, it's like a frickin' like 3 car payments. Why is this system so expensive? And like nobody bought the 3DO.
Fight.
Yes, I'm very complicated individual. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. No, I've actually never really put a lot of stock into gender roles and stuff. If somebody accidentally calls me a she, I'm like, yep, it's just us girls here. I don't really care or take offense either way.
I will lay my soul on the line.
But no, I am a dude.
Keelik channeled his evil energy into the Calibur and absorbs all spiritual energy, good and bad. Disappeared, perhaps to embark on a quest to extinguish the evil.
But nah, I'm a dude. I don't really care. If somebody... I don't really care about pronouns. Keep hitting the wrong button. I don't know. Probably gonna do... Who am I gonna finish with? Probably I'm gonna do like one more. I gotta get up kinda early for work tomorrow. Let's do Cassandra.
Here I come!
Versus Nightmare.
I probably should have finished with Maxi because I'm actually
Hungry for souls.
probably halfway decent with Maxi.
Enslaves him.
I'm going all out!
Massacre. Battle 1. Fight!
Yeah. Like, my computer that I stream and do everything from, I built myself.
Is all that matters.
So, and I've, like, fixed a lot of controllers, and I've fixed red-ringed Xboxes and stuff. So I'm sure that getting different controller adapters and stuff and wiring them in would not be that hard for me. Plus, I have experience with soldering because I've done
She rides the wind.
a decent amount of custom, like, instrument work, like soldering in new pickups on guitars and stuff like that.
Sophitia. Don't worry.
Battle 1. Fight!
So I'm sure that getting some of those GameCube mods wouldn't be very hard for me to do. But building a computer is a lot easier than people tend to think.
Battle.
It's mostly just like square peg, square hole. A lot of the slots, there's so many pins for each one, so as long as you're paying attention, it's not as difficult as you would think to build a computer.
Battle. Fight!
Like 4-pin going to 4-pin, 3-pin going to 3-pin, whatever. For controllers, there's one that you have to get the screwdriver that works the special little Nintendo screws. Sorry, I keep realizing that I'm covering up my hand motions with my mic.
Cervantes.
And you can take off the gray plate where the controller ports are, and there's something that you can just ribbon cable in. And it'll make it so inside the controller ports, like if the GameCube is not turned on, it looks completely stock. But once you turn it on in the controller ports, it'll glow blue for every controller that's hooked up through Bluetooth.
Battle.
And if you, say, have the first controller hooked up with Bluetooth and you plug something into the first slot, the light will then auto-move to the second slot. And that controller will become port 2. The manual plugins override the Bluetooth connection. But they also have ones that are just like Wavebird style that you just plug in to the front.
Battle 1. Fight!
Since the GameCube controller is so beloved, there's a lot of different options coming out for aftermarket stuff, but a lot of the aftermarket stuff isn't up to snuff with the original Nintendo quality.
This way.
Even a lot of the Nintendo offerings aren't as good. Like, I feel like the Smash 4 re-release GameCube controllers aren't as high quality as the original GameCube controllers. Especially the GameCube controller I got for Switch to play Ultimate. That did not hold up.
Battle 1. Fight!
That controller, the stick started to wear through and yellow immediately. And I don't like play with crusty Cheeto hands or anything. I always like make sure my hands are clean before I touch any of my electronics. And they just immediately, after like a week, it started to degrade. But that was a Power A one. It wasn't like a first-party Nintendo thing. But yeah, unfortunately, it's pretty hard to find quality GameCube controllers at a decent price now. There's a lot of controllers that are like that. Guitar Hero controllers are super expensive now, too. If you want to get a Guitar Hero controller that works, it's a lot. they know they got you where they want you. Because if you're looking for it, you probably need it. And they're not being manufactured anymore, for the most part.
You
Like,
two fight.
forget what company it was. Just came out with a new Rock Band controller, but it's like $130 bucks. So, I'm like, no thanks.
You win versus Charade. Battle 1. Fight.
Braid is like Diet Inferno. I don't know, I think it's still good fun.
Battle 2. Fight.
I play real instruments a whole lot more, but if you just want something just fun to do, it's good, harmless fun. Especially if you like get a Clone Hero on the PC, where you can just make your own songs, start your own stuff, get all the games libraries onto one system.
It's all about skill.
Final battle. Fight.
Get everything all in one place like that is pretty cool. You just get a couple of friends and just hang out.
Knockout. You win.
Alright, Inferno time.
Inferno. The terror known as the catastrophe. Final battle. Fight.
But yeah, if I had the money to get a GameCube, I definitely would mod the crap out of it. I probably would get a few of them. It's like the flea market that's kind of by my house has a couple of them, but they're like 90 bucks, and I don't have money to throw around right now.
Fight.
But yeah, I'd probably get a couple and mod them up and resell one. Yeah, no, like I said, Clone Hero is awesome if you can get all the stuff for it.
Final battle. Fight.
You can set it up to work with any guitar. Like, I have mine set up to where I'm using one PS3 guitar and one PS2 guitar with an adapter. But all my controllers are like really, really worn. So it doesn't work super great. Unfortunately, a lot of my stuff is just, like, aged heavily. Aww. I botched it at the last second.
9. Final battle. Fight.
He always blocks the flying butt attack. Catch me doing that move with Peach in Smash a lot.
Fight.
Every time I've played Smash Brothers lately, it's just, I just usually pick all random. Because I don't really have, like, a main. In Melee, I have, like, 2 ones that are closest to main. But they're, like, opposite ends of the tier spectrum. I probably use Fox and Roy the most. And Roy is like ultra low tier, and Fox is like super high tier.
Final battle. Fight.
But I never... Like, when I was a kid, I was like really good at... I was about as good as you could be casually. Because I knew exactly how long every move was, and I knew about where the hitboxes were by feeling it out. And I knew, like, the wind-ups for all the attacks. I was able to counter most things that most people did. But, like I said, I did not have my own computer until later. I didn't know the meta. I didn't know anything about wave dashing or anything like that. So if I went up against a professional dude, I would have gotten absolutely destroyed. But I was very good for a casual.
There's no such thing. There never was.
Now I'm probably incredibly washed up at Melee. Wielding weapons once dedicated to Hephaestus, Cassandra vanquished the evil. Sister's precious sword and shield bore scars from countless battles. So great was Cassandra's concern about the weapon, she forgot that she destroyed the demonic blade. She need not worry, for surely her sister would be overjoyed with her safe return. All right, so that's probably going to be the last one for tonight. 'Cause I gotta get up early for work tomorrow. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I multi-stream this, so it's also on YouTube, and the VODs stay up there. So, like, if you missed the first half and you wanted to see it, you wanted to see me just completely botch all my moves and get destroyed by computers, feel free to watch it over there. I hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you next time. Bye.